Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your Mercury in retrograde reading. Mercury in retrograde is the opportune time for us to pause and reflect where we are in our life. So we're going to use tarot today and the little cue cards here that I have created for this special reading to see where you are in life and what changes you can make so you can be realigned to your path. And this way, when you exit Mercury retrograde, you'll be exactly where you need to be. So this is a collective general reading. As the messages come through today, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, that's okay. In the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said now, let's begin. Tapping into the Cancer collective now, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is the Oracle card here to start this reading off for the Cancer collective for their Mercury in retrograde reading? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have Voyage of the Heart. Love flows through you and to you. And at the bottom of the deck, Embracing Enthusiasm. Shout to the heavens with happiness. Okay. Let's clarify this message further now for the Cancer collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. We are clarifying the anchor. Where do you need to pause? The loop. What patterns are you repeating? The insight. What past will resurface itself during the retrograde in order for you to see it and heal it? The filter. What boundary needs to be created? The pivot. How you can prepare for when Mercury goes direct. And the return. Who or what may be returning? One more shuffle here. Thank you. The anchor is clarified by the Six of Cups. The loop is clarified by the Two of Wands. The insight is clarified by the Eight of Cups. The filter is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. The pivot is clarified by the Three of Wands. And the return is clarified by the Eight of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess. Let's clarify this further now. We're using the After Tarot deck. If you're not familiar with this deck, the images are slightly different. It does alter and change the meaning of the cards, and we'll go through them as necessary in your reading today. For Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements, we're clarifying the anchor, Six of Cups, the loop, Two of Wands, the insight, Eight of Cups, the filter, Knight of Pentacles, the pivot, Three of Wands, the return, Eight of Wands. For the Cancer collective. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The anchor, Six of Cups, is clarified by the Two of Swords. The loop, Two of Wands, clarified by the Nine of Cups. The insight, Eight of Cups, clarified by Eight of Wands. The filter, Knight of Pentacles, clarified by Five of Wands. The pivot, Three of Wands, clarified by the Ace of Wands. And the return, Eight of Wands, clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Wands. This seems to be a decision-making reading here for you. There's something here in your life, situation, environment, or connection that has been comfortable for you for quite some time. I feel like you have already made the decision that you don't necessarily want to be in this situation, environment, or connection anymore. However, the loop or the pattern here that you seem to be repeating is, even though intellectually, right, swords are our mind. So it's not just the words we speak to others, but the words we speak to ourselves. So intellectually, you've made the decision here that this anchor, although it is comfortable or familiar, or I've been here a long time, it's not really where I want to be in the future. The Two of Cups, sorry, maybe for some of you, it is a connection-based reading, but the Two of Swords is the moon in Libra. So there's something here that you know, like it wouldn't be just or fair for me if I just continue to exist here. Again, it's comfortable, but it's not overly stimulating. The loop, though, is even though intellectually with that swords, you know, the Two of Swords, the Two of Wands would be actually taking action. And the loop you seem to be, stuck in at this time, or the pattern is intellectually, I know this, but when it actually comes to taking action to move towards something else or someone else that would actually be more emotionally fulfilling for me, I don't. So intellectually, I know I shouldn't be here, but when it comes to boots on the ground, taking action, I withdraw. The insight, something here will be resurfacing or occurring during Mercury retrograde that's going to have you look inward and look at why it is so difficult for you to fully move away from whomever or whatever this is. Because again, that Two of Swords, you know it intellectually. And look at the Eight of Cups. You're already emotionally disengaged. You don't really like the house. You don't like the relationship. You don't like the job. There's something like that here happening. We're going to clarify all of this more. So the filter then, the boundary that needs to be created is without argument within myself. I'm content with creating a plan. Knight of Pentacles is creating a plan. It's Virgo energy. Virgo is high vibrational Virgo. That is all about creating a structure, a plan, a schedule, and then meticulously sticking to it like that Knight of Pentacles. So I am here. This is where I want to be. And these are all the steps I need to take to get me to where I want to go. The pivot. The pivot is instead of waiting for the change to happen, the pivot here is I'm going to make the change happen. The return, the Eight of Wands to the Ace of Pentacles. Let's begin to clarify. The anchor, where do you need to pause? Two of Swords to that Six of Cups. Clarify the Six of Cups here, please. There's some nostalgia here with whatever or whomever this is. Six of Cups, one more shuffle. Thank you. Six of Cups is clarified by Five of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, and the Death card. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Swords. This is a situation, environment, or connection that you would like to change. There's a desire here within you to change it. You're very tired. There's a lot of fatigue here. You know, it's a job where you're not making a lot of money. The industry that maybe you're in that you sort of have lost interest in. It could be a relationship for some of you, certainly in that Six of Cups. It could be a home. And I say that because in the Five of Pentacles card, we actually see a house back here. So take it how it resonates to you. Whatever it is, it's no longer either emotionally or financially fulfilling. Some of you feel alone here. So it could be like you live in an area where like you don't have a lot of friends or all your friends have moved away. There's just a feeling here of like really feeling like left out in the cold. I'm just existing. Life is sort of passing me by. I feel very wounded. Nine of Wands. I just kind of wake up every day and I do the same thing. And I'm surrounded. I feel like you're surrounded by this. It's a feeling like I can't even get away from this, although I want to. The Death card. I wish intellectually, again, I know that I need to put an end to this or move on from it or start again somewhere else, like maybe relocate. But I'm just kind of stuck in this. And it's almost a feeling like feeling helpless or feeling hopeless. So the loop is intellectually knowing, or let's clarify that Two of Swords. But yeah, the loop here is intellectually knowing what needs to be changed, but not stepping into some fire energy to actually make the change. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Two of Swords is clarified by the Tower. So this is an intellectual, a cerebral thought that you have had over and over again. This is every day you wake up, it's like Groundhog's Day. You know that you don't want to be here. It's the same. It's boring. I feel like this has become boring or mundane. The Chariot, you would like to move on from it. You know that you should move on from it. Page of Cups. There's a part of you here that's actually really excited. Five of Cups. This is, after tarot deck, is very different. This is, we're not even crying over this situation, environment, or connection because we're just over it. Like I said, it's just boring. And we would like that new Two of Cups, that new situation, that new environment, that new type of connection. The loop. The loop here is not moving forward, even though you want to move forward. Clarify that Two of Wands. Your deck is so different that I use for you because in the Two of Wands, we don't even see the second wand. Like typically in the Two of Wands card, we see an individual like in the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, they're like on the turret like of that castle. And the person has like a globe in their hand. They're looking out into the world. They're holding the Ace of Wands. But right behind them is the old Ace of Wands, if you will, the old structure, the old situation, environment, or connection. And it's bolted to the castle wall. But in this deck that I use for you, that old Ace of Wands is on the ground. I don't even feel like this is without question. Like you know you don't want to, whatever here is for you, you know you don't want to be here anymore. I don't feel like there's a decision here that needs to be made. I think you've already made your decision. You just haven't taken action. Like this person is sitting down. They haven't taken action yet. They dream about it. Right above this person's head is the globe. So you dream about making the change or what it would be like if you made the change, but you haven't actually started it. Clarify that. Two of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Two of Wands is clarified by Two of Pentacles. Ten of Cups. There's that dream. And the Ace of Swords. That is the truth. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Swords. So there's a lot of mental processing here that occurs for you. It's the dream of doing it. It's I would like to do it, but then that Two of Pentacles, not creating the time. For me, Two of Pentacles is time management. And so we're not actually creating the time. We create the time to dream about what life would be if we got out of here, but we're not actually creating the time to make the change. Nine of Cups. Tell me about the Nine of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. Please don't be offended at any messages that come through in this reading. They're all intended to help move all of us forward into our best and better life. So if it's triggered, there's a reason why it's triggering for you, because it's trying to like tap you on the shoulder and be like, psst, Cancer, it's time. It's time we take action here. Nine of Cups is clarified by the Six of Pentacles, Judgment, and the Four of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Devil. So I don't want to keep repeating myself, and I want to get into clarifying the other cards, but there's definitely the feeling here of like, this is not enough. I wish I could walk away. I should walk away. But that Four of Wands, it's a little attractive because, again, it's some kind of comfort zone. It's a community you know, it's a marriage you know, it's a relationship you know, it's a job you know, even though it's a bit lonely or not very fulfilling. For some of you, your decision, you're putting too much emphasis on what people would say in that Four of Wands, like maybe the people you live with or your children or your friends or your community. They wouldn't want to see you uproot and move away. You know, maybe the kids don't want to change their school system or something like that. It's only for a few of you watching. Obviously, don't take it if it's not yours. The insight. Something here will occur during Mercury retrograde that almost sparks creative impulse with you. Say, I got to get up and do this. And maybe for some of you, it's just watching this reading. Eight of Cups. Clarify the Eight of Cups. We'll take it. Take it. Eight of Cups. Clarified by Six of Pentacles, King of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Pentacles. What's that? Clarify that Eight of Wands for me, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. Eight of Wands is clarified by the Emperor, the High Priestess, and Justice. Bottom of the deck, the Lovers. I feel like you, during Mercury retrograde, are having a conversation here with someone. Someone is saying something to you that encourages you to move forward. It could be a reading, something you see on TV, conversation you have with an individual. I feel like this is more like a conversation you're having with someone. But if you want to see it as maybe something you're seeing online or on TV, you can. But whoever this person is to you, whether you know them in the 3D world or maybe you just, like I said, you watch them or something like that, you look up to this person in that Emperor energy. So I feel like for most of you, it could be your spouse, a trusted friend, an advisor. And sure, maybe for a smaller group of you, it's someone you see online or, like I said, on TV. I feel like for most of you, this is someone in your life. This is someone who, when this conversation takes place, this person is going to encourage you to move forward because it is really best for you to do that. Like this person wants the best for you. And like I said, a small group of you, you're seeing something online or on TV and it's going to inspire you. Something that this person says, someone that you look up to, that you already have a favorable opinion of. It could be an actor, a musician. You know, I remember years ago watching something on YouTube, and don't laugh at me. It was it was an interview with like different members of different rock bands from the 80s. And it was something that Nikki Sixx said. And it was about life. And I sat back and went, wow, I just got like a dose of wisdom from this guy just watching this interview from like the 90s, watching this interview on my monitor. So it could be something like that, but it would be someone that when they say it, the message really resonates with you, okay? I just feel like this is going to propel you to move forward. There could be someone here even saying something to you like, I believe you can do this, or I believe this is best for you. This person gives you courage, hope that you can take that one step towards this, again, this new direction. Knight of Pentacles. The filter here will be to now create a boundary. I feel like the boundary is within yourself. Like there's something here that you're going to hold yourself accountable, saying, okay, now that I've had this insight because of something I saw or something that someone said to me, now I'm going to create this plan and I'm going to stick to it. And I'm going to stop battling myself. In the After Tarot deck, the Five of Wands, there's no battle. So it's almost like I'm going to stop battling myself on this and I'm actually going to do it. Clarify that. Knight of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Knight of Pentacles is clarified by Knight of Wands, Nine of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, the Hangman. I might not be able to do this overnight, okay? But I'm going to create the plan to do it, and then I'm going to take real action, real fire energy, real pentacle resources, my time or my love or my money, whatever it is, to move towards that Nine of Cups that I've been putting on the back burner for so long out of fear, out of what other people would say. I'm going to do it. Five of Wands. Five of Swords came out. So not only am I now mentally ready, but now there's no argument. There's no argument in my mind. And there's no argument now when it comes to taking action. This is alignment. Here you are not aligned, right? The mind says, I got to go. The body says, oh, not yet. You know, the mind says, come on, let's get up and do that exercise regimen today. And the body goes, oh, I'm too tired. This is alignment. The Lovers, it's a choice you're making. Queen of Cups, this is like out of love for self. Three of Wands, which I love, is the next card we're clarifying. The Gemini, I think, reading was like that also. We went from Three of Pentacles to Three of Pentacles. Yours is Three of Wands to Three of Wands. So I feel like if this message is hitting home for you, it's pretty on point. This is you going within. There's no, I love the alignment here, the mind, body, spirit, if you will, or the intuition, the mind, and the fire. It's like everything within you now is aligned and you're making the choice to move forward. How to prepare now for when Mercury goes direct. Three of Wands to the Ace of Wands. There's something here about starting to get busy. So Mercury goes retrograde on June 29th. It will be in retrograde until July 23rd. We are already in pre-shadow at the time of this reading. We went into pre-shadow on June 12th. The post-shadow period will take us till August 3rd. So the pivot here is for you to start taking steps. Okay, don't wait for your future to come to you. You now take steps to move towards whatever that future is, that plan here that appears you're creating. To do that, and it doesn't have to be all at once, but it is small incremental steps now between now and August 3rd to now move in this direction. So maybe you start throwing stuff out in the house, or you start looking up new jobs, or you start looking at classes you could take online to advance your career. Whatever this is, you start looking at neighborhoods you want to move to. This is now taking action. That's the pivot. You create the plan, and now you've got fire in your belly to move towards it. Clarify that. Three of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Could you go from that Two of Wands, I don't know, to the Three of Wands? It's like, it's time to get up and go. That is the Sun in Aries, so it's taking action on one's own behalf. Three of Wands, clarified by the High Priestess, which we originally saw at the bottom of the deck. The Five of Cups and the Ten of Swords, bottom of the deck, the Emperor. Wow. This is you saying that is gone. Now, I don't know if you're actually uprooting and relocating between now and August 3rd. I mean, that would be huge. But it's definitively, without a doubt, I'm moving on from this. Am I a little sad that I'm leaving behind the situation, environment, connection, the job I've had for a long time, maybe the community I've lived in since I was a child in that Page of Cups? Yep. But it's something that I want to do. I'm aligned with my intuition. I've caught up to my intuition. Something like that here is occurring. And I'm moving on. It's like arrivederci. Ace of Wands. Tell me about the Ace of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ace of Wands. Clarified by Eight of Pentacles. I'm getting to work on this. King of Swords and the Nine of Wands. Eight of Pentacles. I'm going to work. I'm going to work on this. I'm going to put in considerable effort to getting this done. King of Swords, I'm very clear-minded. The sword is down in the After Tarot deck. I don't need to think about this anymore. I know exactly what I have to do. And some of you have someone here helping you. Where back here you kind of felt alone. It could be this person that you talk to. It could be someone else. But there is assistance here. Either you're hiring movers, or there are friends coming over to help you, or you're connecting with people online because maybe you're taking classes or courses. Whatever this is for you, most of you will either reach out to someone or someone will reach out to you, like maybe that person who's talking to you, and they're going to help you transition. So again, they're coming to you or you're finding them. Now the return. This is what happens if we don't do any of this. Okay, we just decide to stay in that anchor. Clarify the Eight of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Eight of Wands is clarified by the Ace of Wands, the Fool, and the Three of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Wands. Clarify the Ace of Pentacles here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ace of Wands, clarified by King of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Knight of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is at the bottom of both decks. Okay, I'll get to those messages in a second. If you end up not doing anything about this, okay, that forward movement, that momentum after you have that conversation or that drop of insight or inspiration that you see on TV that gives you that feeling that you got to move towards the Ace of Wands. Okay, I got to begin now. I got to take the leap of faith. I got to start working on this now. If you don't actually do it, if you don't create the plan, or you create the plan but you don't stick to it, if there is no follow through, the King of Pentacles, the Hangman, and the Knight of Wands, you end up going nowhere. You still end up staying where you are, that existing structure, whatever that has been for you, Hangman, and life just pauses. It's almost a feeling of life passes you by. That'll be the feeling that you have. So I'm not telling you that you have to do all of this between now and August 3rd, but the plan needs to be created and some steps need to be made between now and then. So again, if you want to change jobs, it's not just saying, oh, I'd like to change a job. Yep, I'm going to change my job, and then never doing it. It's looking up for, new jobs. Or you want to learn something new, it's looking up the classes or getting the self-help books. You want to relocate, it's looking at neighborhoods, or it's getting a dumpster, or throwing stuff out, or donating items, or beginning to box stuff up. It's actually, I heard the dream in motion. Oh, isn't that pretty? It's putting the dream into motion, or putting the motion into the dream. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we have Queen of Wands, Three of Swords, and the World card. I'm not a fear-mongering tarot reader. I'm just here. I'm your channel, if you will. Okay, trying to get this message to you, transmit this message to you. There's something here that if you don't take action, there's a regret here. A regret that you didn't close out the chapter. A regret that you didn't take a leap of faith. There's some regret that settles in. That Seven of Pentacles, it's just wash, rinse, and repeat. And that's just what you're going to continue to do. And that version of yourself that you see in the future, that you can see in your mind's eye, just kind of stays a dream. It's almost like you end up being like a world away from where you're supposed to be. At the bottom of this deck, you have the Queen of Wands, you have the Nine of Swords, and you have the King of Cups. And again, it's the feeling like if you don't take action, you're trapped. You're trapped with all of these thoughts, the should have beens, the could have beens, the would have beens. The King of Cups, you're pouring out the cup. It's the situation, environment, or connection that you'll choose to stay in. You'll almost end up like having disdain for it. You won't even want to give to it anymore. And then we have the Seven of Swords. So you will be repeating a cycle here. And then you've got the Devil card. So let's get some oracle cards and some, we'll close it out with some kippers. You have a big opportunity here to change your life. It will require you, though, to create the plan and then get some fire under your feet to bring that plan into fruition. But this will change your life if you move towards it, okay? It's a voyage. It's a voyage of the heart. It's a voyage of your physical space. It's a voyage, but it's something here that you need to do for love of self. Embracing enthusiasm. That's what you need. Instead of looking at this like a big, scary life change, look at it as a very enthusiastic change. Shout to the heavens with happiness. Thank you, God. I got to wake up today, and I get to have one more day where I get a little bit closer to that dream because I did something, because I took action. As small as it was, I threw something out. I learned something new. I took action on my own behalf, and it's literally being grateful for the opportunity to move towards this dream. Most people don't have the opportunity, and even when they do, they don't take it. Don't be one of those people. I don't know why. Someone needed to hear that. Let's get you some oracle cards. Oracle cards here for the Cancer Collective for this message. So one more shuffle. Thank you. So your anchor here seems to be either not being enthusiastic about the path or feeling like it would be too burdensome to do this. But it wouldn't be on your path if you weren't capable of doing it. the goal. What is the goal here? Oh my God, I love this message. Intuition and rooted in courage. Bottom of the deck, rooted in grace. Of course, because you're not going to do this all in one day. No one expects you to. But you have the goal. Set a clear goal and move forward towards the goal with courage. You cannot make it up. I love this. Set your goal, set your plan, and then just start taking little steps towards it. Intuition. Trust your inner guidance and make confident decisions. I think it was one of your readings that I did recently where I said some of you want absolute certainty that you're doing the best thing. All you can do is make the best decision you can with what you have in front of you. And trust yourself. Trust your intuition. It's guiding you in another place. Maybe that's where you end up hitting the lottery. Maybe that's where you meet the love of your life. Maybe that's where you get involved in local politics and you become the town mayor. You have no idea what the new path has for you. Rooted in courage. It's going to take a little courage to do this. Change always does. But again, you are a water sign. You can move with the current. You can go with the flow here. So find strength in challenges. And like deep roots, stand firm. So you need to stand firm in this. So again, it's holding yourself accountable. It's okay, I'm going to do this. I'm motivated. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what this next chapter of my life has, in store for me. I'm going to create the plan. I'm going to dedicate myself to the plan because I don't want to wake up a year from now and be in the exact same place where I'm at today. And rooted in grace. Face life's challenges with grace, maintaining inner stability and calm amidst the change. So yeah, you don't have to do this all overnight, but you do, or you should, create the plan between now and August 3rd. Life's going to have quite a surprise for you in the next chapter. There's something there that you weren't expecting. A person, a situation, an experience. There's something like that here happening for you. Okay, I hardly ever get those messages. I just got a bunch of spirituals. Goosebumps, goosebumps, glue bumps. Oh, glue bumps. Whatever this is, it's going to fit like you're going to feel stuck to it, but in a good way. Like you were meant for this. Glue. Once you get there, you're not going to want to leave. Whatever this is. Once you get there, you're not going to want to leave. Okay. 2 cards here for that top row. Gift is in the reverse. And then you have courtship. So again, it's like you court mentally, right? You court with the idea. But then when it actually goes to, like it gets to the point where you got to take action, it stays a dream. It's not rooted in any type of reality. You're not really moving towards it. You just sort of like flirting with the idea of it. 2 cards here for this center row, the insight and the filter. We have the coffin and we have unexpected income. So I'm telling you, there's some type of unexpected conversation, something encouraging, something you see online. It's from someone that you respect or someone from, that you trust that tells you it's okay to move forward. You can leave this behind. Again, it's unexpected. It's unexpected that I have to do this and I also have to plant a new seed elsewhere. 2 cards here for that final row. Okay. Bottom of the deck, house. For some of you, this is literally like maybe buying a home, selling a home, changing where you live, changing communities. Something like that here is occurring. We have marriage, we have courthouse, and we have despair. For some of you, this could be entering a new contract, like leaving a job, entering a new job. That would be a financial contract. It could be the buying or selling of a home, right? Financial contract. This could be something where you end up going. If you're single, you end up meeting your person and you get married. It could be a divorce for some of you, although I don't see it here in the cards, but I don't know your individual stories. I just know that here, if you don't move forward with this, because marriage could also mean commitment. So if you are not committed to the dream, if you don't honor the contract you make with yourself, because it appears here you're making a contract with yourself, like I'm going to do this, right? It's the courthouse contract. I'm going to do this. I'm committed to this in that marriage card. But if you don't do it, this came out on top of that return card. So it's almost like you go right back to, I don't know, a state of apathy or boredom or not, it says on here, despair. So I feel like you go right back to where you are, that 5 of Pentacles. House, sudden wealth, main female and main male. And then we have child. So maybe for some of you, this is uprooting your family and relocating. If you're single, this could be where you end up relocating and you find your person. Maybe you have a child, they have a child. Maybe you're young enough, you have children together. Could be a community change here, birthing a new life. This is also alignment. If you're doing this solo and you don't want anyone, that's okay. This is your divine feminine, divine masculine energies within you being aligned on this. And that's sort of that feeling that I had said here, like now you're aligned, like sort of body, mind, and spirit. You're ready now for this change to create this new chapter of stability, if you will, in your life. That is what I have for you. Very powerful Mercury and retrograde reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing this for you and channeling these messages for you as well. That is what I have for you, Cancer. If you like these messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, subscribe, hype the video if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.